Hi, I'm Jill Menze, news editor at PhocusWire, and I'm here today with Rita Varga, who is founder and CEO of RaizUp and a co-founder of Hotel Resbot. So Rita, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Great. So I want to start with, talking about RaizUp and kind of how you got to where you are. I know you recently had a new mission statement come out. Can you kind of talk us through RaizUp, what your mission is and what you're trying to accomplish in the travel industry?
Yeah, so my background is travel tech actually, so I'm already at the right space. But 3 years ago, we felt there is a lack of education for women and there is a lack of promotion by companies, and we need to do something about that. Back then, there were not many niche groups, I would say, to support women in the space, especially travel technology, where female leadership tends towards 5% in the industry. So we needed to do something. However, during the pandemic, we realized also, being a large global community, that there were generally lack of diversity within the travel space, especially on leadership level, not only gender-based, but also visible and invisible layers of diversity are missing, and we wanted to address that. So that's why we shifted towards RaizUp, which is covering all the layers of diversity. And then, again, coming out of the pandemics, everything we realized, what we did in terms of programs, in terms of content, everything was towards solving the labor challenge. The big resignation means something. It's not just saying in the US only 680,000 workers are missing from the travel industry.
Wow.
Only. And in Europe is not better either the case. In Germany it's 50,000. In Portugal, 1 out of 7 workers are missing. So the numbers are really, really bad. And it kind of, that's the biggest pain point, but also the biggest opportunity to bring back the topics of diversity and assessing companies on how to attract diverse talent into the organization and create a sustainable solution. So that's why we are now with the new mission on the mission to create the largest talent pool within the travel space.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so, how are you trying to get, we heard a lot of mothers, for example, having to exit the workforce because they're the ones doing primary childcare. And so, what are some strategies you're using to kind of build that talent pool and also get them back into the workforce?
So first of all, we ask them, what are your needs? What are the things that we can support, or organizations can support mothers to bring them back into the workforce? Forcing different shifts, forcing different working hours, and basically lacking flexibility when it comes to working is a huge issue. So first of all, we ask. And we also ask employers, do you really need to go back to the office? Do you really need to invest in ping pong tables instead of childcare?
Exactly.
These are the things that are pretty simple, but you can change it from today to tomorrow to re-attract mothers, especially into the workforce.
Definitely. And one stat I saw, that the WTTC said there will be a severe human resource scarcity for decades to come. It's a little depressing. Do you think there's a possibility to turn that around, or how do you kind of view larger statements like that, which can seem discouraging, but there's obviously always hope within that?
I wish that wasn't the case, but I can only, from our statistics, reassure that the gap, the labor gap, is here to stay. What you can do, and when we talk about collaboration and diversity, we have to take in consideration also technology. So one of the things that we lay focus on is giving digital skills to people, not only women, but everyone who is lacking digital skills, to really have that type of inclusion happening, and providing the right skills to be able to work with technology so that they don't get the burnout as fast, and again, creating a sustainable solution.
Right. And on the technology front, you know, how are you using technologies like AI and machine learning to kind of build your platform? And can you talk a bit about how things are kind of running in that way?
Yeah, so it's all about matching. The great thing of AI is it's a learning system. It's not a pattern that is always like filtering, that it is always the same thing happen. The more input you have on AI, the better the algorithm gets. So our focus is on matching in terms of skill sets, in terms of way of thinking, so attitude, learning attitudes, and also team fit or team add. We are actually able to measure through AI what is or who is the right match for a specific position. And it's all about getting the right match.
Yeah. Do you have any specific success stories to share, you know, of a really successful match that you made that is?
It's more like the unlikely matches, right? Because as human nature, you are more attracted to a model that looks like you.
Yes.
And we're all about introducing unlikely candidates. And sometimes it happens that someone on their side, on the candidate side, oh, I don't have these skills. You know, women tend to undervalue
they
themselves.
undersell. What's the resume statistic, or like a job application? Men only care if they're qualified for 30%, and women think 80 or something.
Yeah. So women tend to underqualify themselves, whilst going through different tests and assessments that we do with them to be able to identify. Then turns out they are actually the perfect match for the role, and they are the most surprised.
Yeah,
the company is really happy in the investment of it, because you gained a great talent, and there is a lot of learning opportunity for them, because it's something unlikely. We like to be prepared for things. We like to be extra prepared for things. So when there is room for learning, that's the biggest gift that you can have with the role.
And how do resources like yours kind of help with retention, or how can companies spend more time thinking about retention and keeping their employees? Because, you know, having everybody resign is not all, you know, the best outcome. There needs to be ways to retain your employees. Can you talk a bit about how that works?
Yeah, it's all about, again, creating the right culture, a culture of belonging, a culture of, I love the Jeff Bezos quote that is, disagree and move on. So it's all about people not being afraid to talk their minds and give an opinion independently in where they are within the organization, and who they are from a background point of view, and kind of show the path. So what we are doing as well is showing organizations through these algorithms how to motivate, how to better assess, again, the employers to gain that retention rate, and what are the next steps for a certain employee, because you like to be rewarded and you like to be promoted. Everyone. So.
Yeah. So for any travel company that maybe wants to get involved, how do they go about getting involved with you?
Well, we do have memberships. We do our recruitment agency. As I said, we are building the largest talent pool, but they can also join the community. And we also started to do consulting.
Okay.
So going really deep into the organization, talking to leadership, talking to everyone in the organization, and set up through audits and an action plan a really 1, 2, 3 things that they can change from today to tomorrow, but also on a long term, because you want this. The challenge is not going away.
Exactly.
It's here
and
to
you
stay.
need that buy-in to get anything in place at any organization. It comes from the top down.
Yeah. We do a lot of analytics, and we do a lot of data, showing a lot of data. Look, here's what you have in the books, and this is what you can achieve.
Yeah.
If nothing creates the buy-in, because it's not just a cultural or HR exercise that you have with diversity and inclusion, it's really let's say, a business strategy for you as well, because as a business owner, all you want is growth and revenue. So
yes. And there's been plenty of statistics to prove that now that, more diverse organizations perform better. So kind of, I think, getting those steps in order and helping them is really great.
And creating data point and access to data is very important.
Yes, absolutely. So what's next for you over the coming months? What's next?
So as I said, we are talking to get more and more people involved. We are doing a lot with Expedia to involve Expedia as the travel organization, but also hospitality into the conversation and create conversations and again steps within the travel space. And we are always amplifying our technology platform to get that match.
Yes, absolutely. Great. Well, Rita, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Being
Thank
here.
you.